approachable. The haters gon' hate, they doing what they supposed to do. They still couldn't see me if I let them get a closer view. And put them in the front row, put them in the floor seats. They still gon' post more live, they just gon' send more tweets. They in the Porsche seat, while I be in a Porsche seat. We both pushing P, I guess I'm just pushing more P. So don't you miss your blessing, baby. They be out here stressing, baby. The L is only a loss. If you ain't learn your lesson, baby, I don't act so precious, baby. I don't hear no lies. So if it's cap and they rap, then I don't hear those guys. And they can't walk in your shoes, cause they don't wear your size. They see you moving comfy, now they trying to wear your size. And that's some widow vibes. That's some scared vibes.
Hey, what up, though? Assalamu alaikum. Shout out, and as always, welcome to the streaming platform of today's, keeping it moving from a cordial state and just trying to stay awoke, stay awake, tap in, shed a live with any individual that you tap in with. So, share my live at this point with people, and just pray that I always pray that a message come through from a realistic standpoint, from a life, from all levels and all levels of communication is developed off the real heart, soul of me as a person. If you tapped in, shed a live. I wanted to get in and communicate this morning, but first we're gonna start off with a little prayer, just to keep things moving in motion. That way, we have a good grounding and a good build and a good take to everything that we're doing. I want to welcome you all to today's greet you with the native tongue of Assalamu alaikum, which means peace, which means a prayer to ask for comfort and ease of your pains in your day. I'm here. I woke up this morning and I was thinking in regards to a few happenings in life, and I was just thinking in regards to establishment, and motion, and order, and being able to be at a level of interest that it's can be sustained. Um, we have a the biggest problem in community is connection, togetherness, being a functional unit or person that your family, friends, and community can draw from a realistic standpoint. Being able to tap into information and wisdoms from experience in life is very important when handling and dealing with your people from that standpoint. We have to always monitor the things that we have going for the purpose of being, for the purpose of being able to take what we've grown off of to hand it on to the next person in a reasonable fashion. I'm always trying to connect with the people in a reasonable manner so that we can be always on a respectful terms and have something going, so that when you tap into Yada it's a realization of being um, connected. This is the hour and the time where you have to step away from the common realizations of life and the happenings of life, where you have to use the things around you to enhance your life and the quality of your living. We all, as individuals, as human beings, have to learn how adaptation can also be a hell setting in situation, because how you learn to adapt to your situation can be pivotal on how you radiate energy to those who need to survive the same things you're surviving. So your understanding from your experience is very key. So if you can't understand what you're seeing through your experience, or able to relate with the positives and the wisdoms from your experience, may it be up and down, um, or in and out, those inserts are very important to other individuals who are striving to be someone or something of energy or reference today, something solid. So we have 100 million influencers. We have a billion things going on when it comes to community, when it comes to individuals and having the opportunity to shape uh, what we're doing in relationship to what we need to be doing, is being able, the keynote in between those things is being a student, being someone who listens, someone who can absorb information for a period of time and then take that useful information and make it work for them and their situation, or maybe take the useful information and deposit it where it needs to be used, so someone uh, that is interested in those values can use it more so than you. Um, you know, a lot of people find treasures and think they got exclusive rights to the realities of what's happening, but we have to be able to understand that relationships and values all consist of how you do it. It ain't the money that a person got, it's how they maneuver when they got those funds. It ain't the house that uh, that the person owns. It's how the individuals within the house make it a home. How the comfort zones are being developed. How the peace and the contentment of the soul with a healing and a reboot is interjected inside of the home reality. But if it's just a house, then it just consists of walls. It consists of nothing that has substance or relationship to helping your inner being. It's just a box. But when you add things in, such as a candle, I got a candle burning over here. The scent from the candle allows me to think from a better standpoint, gives me a different aura within my presence. It's not nothing mystical, it's something realistic when having to deal with rebooting and being able to be a light or be enough energy to perpetuate growth in someone else, to send some energy to someone else to be positive. Everyone that sits in the seats of being a light or individual, they have to find ways to recharge themselves in a situation where uh, you're trying to be someone of God or someone of positive uh, interest for the people. Then you have to look at life from a realistic and a solid reality, because you have to walk that way. You have to be the thing and the person that you want to see. It ain't no hocus pocus, and it ain't no facade on who you gotta be and what you have to be. it's just 1 second. It's all about having the opportunity to chime in with life and be some of importance. Because we can't tap into something that'll change the direction of us, then how are we going to suggest this to be a better manner for someone else to tap in? Us as a people, us as a whole, have to understand that everything is not just for rehearsal. We have to tap into oh crap. We have to tap into things that um, that are useful at our age, at our level of understanding and being able to tap into some energy that gives another person an ability to be on the winning side of life, or uh, be on the winning side of their conditions and their situations, tapping into people who have illnesses and have pains and struggles with life. Is very important that we um, give those individuals the type of energy that is necessary for helping them heal in their circumstances. We can't change up all of the uh, circumstances, the arrangements, the the activities, but we can change the mindset of those who are suffering and going through their challenges in life by giving them increments or deposits of good energy, good love, and good information, some information that they can use and is workable and useful. So when you see things happen, and encourages your spiritual realm. So when a person prays and the thing that they pray about comes into fruition, they want to pray more. So they want to be more. So they want to reach in further into their inner being to grab hold to those powers and strength. Sometimes the prayers miss and it gives us discouraging energy, and it makes us want to travel on a different route in life. But see, listen, everybody has to be a working prayer, has to be a working energy. You have to be a working and reviving personality each and every day, because each and every day when I tap into you, it's no one calling me on the phone giving me a word of commission to say, hey, listen, tap in and be this type of energy, or deliver this type of word. I make a prayer in the morning and look to insert into the world a better being and a better word and a better energy, so that those who look up on me or cross my path in their day to day can have something realistic to tap in that reminds them of doing good, doing right, or putting them on a positive light path. See, I don't look to be in a competition. This is not a competitive thing when I get to speaking and talking to you from my soul. The competitive part comes when those who are in competition with themselves step in the realm of a person who already has a direction with their being. My direction with my being is being solidified by my activities, because I want to be involved with the things that make me better in expressing my personality. Why would I want to be in a situation where I cannot be used by God, used by my family, used by those who need me or need a particular type of person or personality to show up in their life? Some days when I show up in your life or on your phone, it's because God sent me or mirrored me into your light, into your image. Everybody don't cross paths just freely. It's meant to be that you hear a particular word, that you hear a particular direction with yourself. Hey, you be encouraged to go do something good and something right. The best thing possible can happen is when someone comes to information you on those values that'll take you from A to B, take you from hell to heaven, take you from being in a discouraged situation to an encouraging situation where you can represent life, light, and energy. My words are flowing because I've tapped into a God light and the energy because it's off the soul, man. This is off the life, light, and energy that's suggested to me by a system that has curved the narrative for black men, women, and children who are thinking in a depressed manner, who are thinking in a recess, in a situation that places them in a submissive manner. Me in no terms is or possess the submissive qualities of tapping in. When we get into the reality of it, of who we are, what we own, and what we're trying to do, it's always solidified. That question and that answer comes by what you survive. See, when God makes you survive challenges in life, you look at the challenges that you survive versus the people that are in your surrounding. Everyone that I've grown up with and walked in challenged life with, they're no longer on this side of the world. They met their demise. They met their final chapter in life. But along that route, I had to be encouraged to live more. I was encouraged to be more. I was encouraged spiritually, not from a physical aspect. It wasn't about the cars in the house, and it wasn't about the yard and the financial gains. It was about the spiritual growth, because I understood when a man gets ready to expire that that's the only thing that matters. How's your heart? How's your soul? When it comes to communicating with God, then that's the only thing that matters. That's the balance. This is not competitive conversation. This is something to encourage us to grab hold to each other and put each other into a position where we can be thinking men, thinking women, positive energies for each other to bounce back. See, the man that bounced back from situations has the experience that possesses heavens or the hell for an individual who's traveling similar course. So you want to tap into that brother who survived those terms of conditions of endearment. You have to tap into those who live through the pain, because that's what solidifies the realistic authenticness of their being. See, when you read the Egyptian Book of the Dead, they talk about traveling, when your soul has to travel on the waters. And one person travels and takes your heart and places it on a scale. You are delivered by one person to weigh your heart, to weigh your soul. This is in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. This is the conversation that is held in the mystery system that dates back thousands of years. But when we go into listening to the reality of the verbiage in Christianity and Islam and Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, and all these isms, we look at the core of the realities of their being. The core is gaining inner control of your heart, soul first. Then being able to give in charity. Because why is this one of the similar zakat, one of the similar pillars throughout all systems of development? Charity, zakat, your heart giving, tapping into humility. Because in order for you to give your brother half of your bowl of soup, you have to have some form of passion, some form of concern,
some form of heart and care. That's just not deposited inside of your being. You have to be able to tap in to a system that encourages that type of being, that type of reality, that type of personality, that type of image. But when you appear and you be solid and standing on those grounds of principalities that make the man that the people want to see, then you become discouragement too. At the same time, I be communicating with the world and the people who tap into YATTA, each and every time, and it be delivered to you by a prayer. It's not by a competitive tongue or nature or anything. I don't want anything from anyone. Only thing that I want you to do is take the message that I give you from my soul to the next person and encourage them to make steps in life where they can be better human beings. So if we continue this system of information and developing and pushing forward positive energy, which is in a kinetic form, which when we push energy and it becomes a force, this is the energy that the ancient Kemetic people use, using their pituitary gland, utilizing the third eye and understanding the wisdom. In order to tap into here, you have to first calm down your heart. In order to tap into your mind, you have to control the emotional content that sparks and puts you in a blinded path. So Jesus wept. So the story goes that Jesus wept because the people were not compassionate to his reality. When he came living the example of a man to be and the man of God and exercising his willpower. He wasn't just walking on water. He was exercising his willpower from a place of desire to be more, from a place where he had to pray and do it in a practical sense. It wasn't walking on water. It was walking on the waters of his mind. He was using the strength within his brain cavity. 75% of the body consists of water. 25% is mass. The earth, 75% water, 25% mass. We are one. It's the same. The earth goes through certain and similar processes of regaining speed, regaining its light, regaining position. That's when it's trapped in the sun's orbit. So today the scientists are feared because of the solar flares and the effectiveness that it play or the effects that it has on the planet Earth, which would affect the human beings. Because at this point, when you understand information and language in life, you understand current, you understand energy. We're talking about energy and being able to push what's in your soul out of your body into your surroundings. You have to be bigger than support. You have to be bigger than having someone to support your endeavors when you're trying to reach out to the souls and hearts of people. Because when you reach out into the souls of people and the hearts of people, everyone does not support because it becomes emotional. It becomes a thing of loyalty. It becomes a thing of devotion. So, being that it's from an emotional standpoint, everyone steers away from relationships and connecting with the next brother, the next program, the next whatever it is that is in the same motion with a different identity, with a different name. See, when God puts you on a mission, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts you on a mission, when he commissions you, you and those who are on that path wear the same garbs mentally, spiritually, and physically may be a difference. But you're all coming with the same deliverance. See, the problem in the Quran and in the Bible was most expressed about those who were information. They had someone who can speak their language, giving them the similarities and a feeling of being connected. So Yatta, I mean, your cousin in the deep, we're going to get connected because I'm following the path of those who connect with the souls of the people, as a pillar, as a barter, as a brother, as a soul, as a human being. See, I'm not curbed by the narrative of fear. I'm not curbed by the narrative of want or need. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides the needs for me and mine at this current time. I've been set up and put in a position where I can communicate to you at this volume and be set here and rest my soul or put things in my soul that I can encourage you with. You know, each and every morning I wake up and I read this Holy Quran. I read this Holy Quran because within the short surahs or the short ayats or whatever is encouragement that is so powerful. They said this is the mind and the word of God, of Allah. Whereas the Bible is a recitation of events that reflect the reality of God. So when Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah received the reading of the Holy Quran, may peace and blessings be upon him, he fell out on the streets and went into a coma-like situation where he broke out in sweats profusely. His body had sweated so much when he woke up, all of his garbs were wet. But when he woke up, he remembered what was in his vision, what was the word, and being that he was illiterate and couldn't write, he found the first person that could write the words on a leaflet. So they wrote the words on a leaflet and he remembered them verbatim. As time went forward, he learned the prayer from Bilal, who was an Ethiopian who already had Islam and had the Quran. So he already had the word of Allah. Prophet Muhammad Abdullah learned how to tap into God by Ethiopian, a black man who had already established himself with God to a position where he could call the Athon, where he could call on the powers within himself and reflect on what was needed to be in order for him to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now listen, when we look at traditional times and how this is applied to us, a lot of the women and a lot of the children, a lot of the elder women and men have dreams. Intuition. You have dreams where you wake up and you dub the same dream and the feeling takes over your body. Now, everybody does not identify with this as being something real. Now, when you travel through history and study the history of the prophets, all of them fell in a sweat because their mind was working at a degree where it made the body heat up because your brain was at a different dimension of being, a different frequency. They study the algorithms to see what frequency you register on. My registration is to God. Our registration is to God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I give you these words, I understand the things that happen to those. I was listening to Nipsey Hussle. The other day. Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle. When I was listening to Nipsey Hussle, the song, when I remember the first time I heard the song. When I heard the song, it took me to a place where I thought that he had tapped into my soul and delivered the words that were on my mind and in my conscience and in my being and my personality and in my as who I was, me. So I resonated with the song and Victory Lap with Nipsey Hussle, him being a kindred spirit to me. So when I listened to his word and his brilliancy and his mind and how he thought, and I understood when I first heard his music that he was gifted by God. So the world fell into the same kind of volume of love with Tupac. They had energies and purposes. When you understand and relate to those people who think, feel, move, and y'all mirror the same steps in love and compassion and direction, then you also have to be mindful of what was the end for those. So I put it in God's hand and I put it in Allah's hand all the time. Because I understand, but I'm mindful. But I'm wise because I can see my enemy from a different state, from a field, from the wind, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Snakes in my dreams, revealing feelings in my dreams. I'm not telling you no facade and no fake. I'm telling you the real of life. I don't want you to follow me. I want you to follow the direction of those whom you see as a prophet, those whom you see as God-given, God-fearing, and be. All I'm here to do is to give you a message to change and channel your energy for the betterment of you. My day-to-day consists of trying to encourage other souls, people to live and be. I can suffer my own. So you have to be bigger than support in order for you to take what you really believe in and what you really believe to the next chambers of being. You have to be bigger than support when trying to do the Lord's work. Because when you look at all of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, all of these individuals had no believers while they were present with the anointment and the atonement and the deliverance and the word of God. So it was after they left that they were used as a measurement of how to acquire and identify the men of God and the energy of God, the path, the way, the being, the light. We have Buddhism over 35,000 years and old. So when they study and try to be the enlightened ones and utilize their Kundalini flow and utilize these different things from the chakras, I tell you all the time, I got a dragon on my arm. This is the year of the dragon. In the Asiatic zodiac, that will be my turn. The dragon represents the Kundalini flow from your pineal gland to the gland at the lower part of your back that secretes life. giving you the teachings from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Minister Louis Farrakhan, his giving mercy to the people. And if you don't listen and go tap in, because to yourself, tomorrow is going to be short-lived. These people are advancing in the war or in tactics for and preparing for global change, globalization. So the terms of endearment has changed. If you don't tap into the energy that will help survive you and your family as a man, woman, or a child, then you're going to be in a situation where you're commanded in fear, in fear, in fear. See, I had to step out of this fear zone, although I know it's there. I know they're there. I know they're out there. But I've been battle tested. They know that. Hey man, tap into your brother that's strong. Tap in and support those who give you encouragement. It ain't gotta never be YATTA, because the Lord encourages me every day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encouraged me to wake up and tap into you for the free, for the low down, no down payment, for nothing but just a great deposit. Good energy and good feel and something to take you from A to B. Hey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave me a lot of information that spearheaded me to delve into better relationships with myself. So when I began to educate myself on the values of making a man, making a better individual, it consists of a practical being able to take the information that you gain and use it for the betterment of your life. Being able to be a living example means that sometimes you pose a threat to those who cannot maintain or muster up the energy to be. So in that presentation or in that situation, you have to be more, because the light that you are given is one that heals those who are in your midst. See, challenge gives a person a reason to be. When you wake up and you challenged by broke, you challenged by no food, you challenged by having a way, your mind begins to work, your heart begins to work, then your body begins to work. Because when your mind is not in the right place, your heart is not in the right place, it begins to control the rest of the bodily organs, secrete different kinds of metabolic fluids that are not good for your being. In order to heal, you got to think right, be right. So when I told you about Prophet Muhammad receiving the Quran and being revealed the Quran, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad giving out life-giving teachings to the people, and the Honorable Louis Farrakhan being the only father figure that I've ever known as a man. That's the only example of a man that I've ever known. I've only known his mind. I've never met him physically. I've only known his mind. So from his mind, you have this. But be somebody that is important where you can deposit your mind, your thought, your energy into their world so they can change the direction. Follow the course, man. Hey, when you wake up and don't look for the support, you only look for God. Stop looking for people to provide you with the things that you can provide within yourself by tapping into treasure chest, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
If you don't tap into your inner being, then you'll never be able to be all that you were born to be. Hey, Yada, I mean, I know they get confused, get constricted, and get unsettled by what I'm saying. Sometimes because it make you tap into what you got to do for you. I got to do it too on a consistent level. Every day I have to fall off of this course. I don't want to do it. I want to tap into you. I don't want to say it no more. I ain't got nobody following me. I don't got nobody listening. But when I look up, I see all these people following and listening. Silent. I love you too. So we're gonna continue this program. Today's, I mean, each and every time when Allah puts something on my soul to deliver to you. This is not a facade. This is not for no one. This. When a man when a man in his home wants to go to God, he has to be strong enough to take his whole family through his self-discipline and his alignment to the program. So when you get to suggesting movement and motion with your soul and with your mind, then the movement and the motion has to be consistent and it has to be realistic. Or giving an example, when you move from a spiritual plane, your suggestive reality is sacred to other people because they feel like you tapping into their life, tapping into their mind, tapping into a place where nobody's supposed to be. Where if a person pop up in that place where they don't supposed to be and they give you positive suggestions of doing and changing your life, then you should understand that God is present. So, assalamu alaikum and peace be upon you. What up, though? It's your cousin in the deep. Yada I mean. Today's I mean is just general conversation that you gotta do it without support. You gotta do it if you really mean well. You're gonna do it the way you do it in God's eyes. You're gonna do it minus with or without nobody. You're gonna wake up and make your prayer with or without nobody. You're going to wake up and live and step with or without no one. See, you got to do it without support, but the only support that you got to look for is the constant confirmation through God, who's got your back by keeping you proceeding forward, waking up each and every day and having an opportunity to do something beyond the things that you were doing yesterday. So listen, man, I'm your cousin, your little brother, big brother, your aunt, whatever you want to call me. But let's get together anyway, any format. My story is real. I'm just telling you. So, hey, salute you. Have a wonderful day. Be positive. I went out in my garden yesterday and I grabbed some greens up out of my garden, some spinach out of my garden. I cut it up and I put turkey, that turkey and I put it in a pot. I don't even eat this, but my wife enjoys this type of stuff. So I went out there and cut some greens, dropped it in. She said, "Man, that's fire. That was so good. Where you get them from?" Don't worry about it. Those are blessings from God when you till the soil. Hey, assalamu alaikum and peace be upon you. Man is a man by his works. He ain't by what he's talking about, what he's saying. It's about his works. I love you. Hey, tap in, stay connected. Shout out to me. Husband and a There you go, huh?